Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a good week, our first full week after the Chagim, and we look forward to an enjoyable and wonderful Shabbos. The Torah in this week's Parsha does not describe at all what happened inside of the Teva. What was it like for Noach and his family to be living in such relatively close and confined quarters for a year with just a small group of people? What was it like taking care of all of the animals? What were they thinking? What could they hear or understand what was going on the outside? None of this is described in the Torah. And in terms of events within the Teva, the only event which is really described by the Torah is towards the end of the year of the flood, when Noach is determining, is it time to leave the Teva, and he sends out the raven and the dove to find out what's going on outside. Vayishalach es ha'orev, he sends out the raven. But the raven just goes back and forth, is circling above the ark, as Rashi describes it, does not come back in, and does not fulfill his mission. So then Noach sends a dove to see have the waters receded. But it did not find any place to rest its feet, to land. The trees were still covered. And so it returns to the ark. He sends the Yonah out again. This time it returns. A broken branch of an olive tree is in its mouth. Trees are now visible. And then he sends the Yonah again, and that time it never returns, and thus he knows that it's safe to leave the boat. When you read the Psukim, there's something dramatic about it. There's something literary about it. It's not just obviously the Torah recording of practically how did he know. There are many practical details that the Torah does not share with us about how everything happened during the flood. And so the Orev, the raven, and the Yonah, the dove in particular, became symbols and contrasting symbols. The Yonah becomes a symbol for the Jewish people, based mainly on Psukim and Shir HaShirim. The lover refers to his beloved as Yonati, my beloved dove. One particularly beautiful pasuk reads, Hinei yafa rayati, oh how beautiful you are, my darling. Hinach yafa inayach yonim, mi ba'ad l'samateich. Your eyes are beautiful like doves from behind your veil, like seeing a beautiful dove fluttering in a tree, partially hidden by the leaves, but you can see it moving. So too, her eyes opening and closing, covered partially by her veil. And Shir HaShirim is a love song between Hashem and the Jewish people. The Jewish people are beautiful like a dove. What does that mean? The Medrash says, well, a dove obviously is beautiful and peaceful. It is never aggressive. It is not a bird of prey. It is just the exact opposite. But besides for being a symbol of, again, of love and of caring and of closeness, and again, of peace, Chazal also saw the dove as a symbol of strength and fortitude and loyalty. The Gemara says that if the Torah was not given, we could have learned many wonderful character traits from the natural world, from animals. And from the dove, we would learn fidelity and commitment, in particular to a spouse. A dove apparently finds a spouse, a partner, and then stays with that partner for their life. More generally, the dove was a symbol of loyalty. Even in ancient times, doves, like pigeons, were sent on long missions, and they would somehow be able to fly incredible distances and somehow know how to come home. The Medrash says, behold, your eyes are beautiful like doves. We just read the verse. Just as the eyes of a lover, once he or she lays eyes upon the beloved, they never look anywhere else. So too the Jewish people only look to Hashem, only daven to Hashem, never stray from that loving relationship. The Medrash notes that a dove is committed, is loyal to its nest, even if a nest is attacked by another animal or person, even if eggs or young are taken, other animals will flee that nest as not being safe. The dove will stay there to guard the nest and remain loyal to the nest. So too the Jewish people, even though Jerusalem was destroyed and the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed and an enemy entered it, the Jewish people will never leave their nest. Yerushalayim. And finally, the Medrash comments that as opposed to other birds, that when they are grabbed, taken by the slaughterer, they begin to flutter uncontrollably. The dove remains calm. And that's not a symbol of weakness, but a symbol of strength, that even in the face of great danger, it remains calm and focused and in control of itself. And the Medrash compares this to the Jewish people who have faced threat, have faced threat against their lives even, and remain firm in their beliefs, remain dignified, even in front of the greatest dangers. And so the dove is beautiful, the dove is sweet, it is innocent, it is peaceful, but it is also incredibly strong and loyal and determined. Let's quickly come back to the Parsha. The Chizkuni and other classical Mefarshim explain, why did Yonah originally send out the raven? Well, it's because he was assuming it was going to be a world of destruction, a world of death, a world of carcasses, human, animals. You're going to send into such a world, this beautiful white dove? No, the dark raven, the raven who's a carnivore, who eats other animals, the raven who eats carrion, the raven eats carcasses. Let the raven go out and bring back a piece of a carcass of an animal or person that died. That's what Yonah was thinking. And yet the raven, the Oriv goes out into the world, and the raven apparently is scared. The raven is too scared to fly too far from the boat. And then Yonah realizes, actually he needs to send a dove. The dove actually can be more brave, can be stronger than the raven, which seems more scary. The dove will be able to fly far away and scan great distances, see if there's any trees or anything around, and will be able to come back home and will not be scared to go on that flight, on that mission by itself. The dove is the symbol of the Jewish people. Each of us, this is how Chazal saw the mix of the great strengths of the Jewish people. On the one hand, we're not violent, we don't look for a fight, we don't look to dominate. We are peaceful, we want to be loving, we want to be caring, but deep down inside there is something incredibly determined and strong and powerful in the dove and in the Jewish people. And these are the character traits that we inherit as being part of this incredible people. And the beginning of that story, the beginning of that symbolism begins in this week's Parsha with Noach, with the dove. The dove, which was the bird that was brave enough to go out into that scary world, the dove that knew how to always return home and also still remain beautiful, white, loving, and peaceful. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.